The most surprising country I ever been, it was Iran. I never saw such beautiful things inside. And he said, when we add all these places all together, like our thoughts to our mind, we create the mind of God. I was entering one of the mosques which they have a lot of gold on the top, on the ceiling, and suddenly I started to cry and to remember that in the 15th century I was working there. We are the sum of most adaptive people in the past. The only way we can modify the reality is to increase the state within. The nature and the God is manifesting moment by moment through different messages, which of course it will be a successful moment for everyone to receive these gifts from the whole nature, from the whole cosmos, through the things which are happening now, because always we receive. When someone is putting himself in order to achieve something higher, by the moment he is involved with it and he is dealing with his pain in order to achieve what he wants, he will be successful. What I know for sure is that we have certain disposition to always to ascend to something higher than us. Îți mulțumesc că ești aici și te felicit pentru interesul și căutările tale. 60% dintre oameni care se uită la acest canal încă nu sunt abonați și vreau să știi că împreună cu echipa mea facem tot ceea ce ne stă nouă în putință pentru a aduce aici în fața ta printre cei mai valoroși oameni din această frumoasă țară România. We have today a very special guest which have actually two doctors in Astrophysics and Macroeconomie. Mr. Saada is working in finance in France and all over the world, and today we'll change the roles. So he's here to add value to you and to your family and to your environment, and he will ask me different things which he noted on this beautiful blue white paper, and I assume he can manifest some things which maybe will be value for you. But let's see which kind of questions, because I don't know much about what approach he will have. So, Mr. Saada, why are you doing this?
Oh, because I want people to know you. For me, you're kind of a mystery. Even if we know each other for a long time, there are a lot of things that I would like to ask you. And I think that sharing those asking will make all the people listening to us discovering you a little bit more. I'm not sure that the achievement will be discovering something you hide or whatever, but at least having a perspective on why you do things.
Because usually I'm keeping my private life very hidden. So,
it should be private.
So sometimes I'm not sharing too much on online, but because you had this beautiful idea, and we'll try to create something for our audience which they will benefit.
Okay, cool. So let's start, because you will see that there is no hidden intention in my question. They are most of random, like if we had a real conversation, and
okay.
I'm really interested in your answers. So I was starting by the fact that we know each other for 19, almost 20 years. And I would like to ask you what you think has changed the most in you over those last 20 years. What are the major changes that you can think of?
What I did notice is that by discovering people, I was discovering in myself other ways to react to everyone, other ways to manifest and to have the experience around them. But because of the people, the huge advancement, it was in how to manifest to everyone, with everyone around.
So to interact, it's the interaction that changed the most.
Yes, I mean the way they were doing their things and the way I'm doing my things. So how we can relate, how we make this bond or this bridge, I think it will value the most.
Is it easier now that it was 19 years ago? You learn things that make this connection most easy to settle?
There were difficult times for me back in those days, because I didn't have so much patience for people to hear, to listen, to involve in the experience. But in the last, let's say, 2 decades, because I was experiencing a different kind of people, they were learning me how to create a better response I have.
having a kid, was it mattering in order to acquire this patience and so? Because giving the education to a kid that not necessarily understand what you mean and so maybe gives you some of this patience that you needed in other kind of relationships, right?
Because you are dealing with such a beautiful fields of macroeconomy and astrophysics, and I know you are very good in them. What I might say that the kids are our proof of valuing the life, because what I did notice is that most of the time we are not sharing our life around kids. We become much more serious and much more far away from what we are in our essence. But when we have kids around, we somehow we adopt their essence and their being and their beautiful, let's say, God within manifesting, because they don't have so much programs to manifest. So they are very pure in order to be themselves. So we are somehow going to see what we lost.
Oh, okay. Okay, still the same way. In what way you think you are different from your different from father from your father, a different parent from your parents? What are the differences if you think about how they were with you and you being with your family? What is the most obvious differences? What are the most obvious differences?
I think how I can say this is that most of the time when I'm around family, it's always a matter of completeness. I mean, I feel complete around them, and it's a sense of becoming not parts of a thing, but the whole.
And you didn't feel that with your parents as being a kid? You feel it more with your creating your own family, having your own...
Yes, exactly,
Okay.
because by the matter we advance in our ages, in our decades, because we gain so much experience into different things we are doing, we always grasp something which, let's say, we can notice that our parents, maybe they didn't had enough time or enough energy or enough resources to share with us. So because you were asking this, I can say now today, we can be complete when we have always the part in essence in us which kids help us to give and to share.
That's beautiful. I mean, they're completing you and settling new spaces. That's nice. Okay, so now about your activity. Let's go there because I don't want to become too personal. So what is the reason you want to interact with your community? What is the goal of having this digital activity, numerical activity, interviewing people? And so is there an intention behind that? Did you start saying that this will help to accomplish something, a goal that you had, or did you discover the goal doing it? And what is the goal, basically?
The goal is to create virtues and values and disciplines to the city, to the country, and to the planet where I'm living in. So by learning them, I'm promoting them. And why I'm doing this is that I feel that this is the era of technology, because everything now is digital, and we do our own professional things through digital world. Yesterday morning I was shaving, and I was just thinking that 10 years ago I was 32 and I started actually this kind of activity. Mm-hmm. It was the first video. I was on the bike, riding the bike, and I was going to the city. I was riding 26 kilometers one way and 26 the other way from the office. And on the way to the office I was opening my phone. It was an old phone, and I started to record that usually when I said this was my first video idea. I said that when my mind is, let's say, going in places which I don't want, my muscles are not functioning anymore properly.
Oh, nice.
And I noticed that if I have enough, let's say, focused mind and disciplined mind, I let the mind to stay on the thing I want, then my muscles, I can interact with them. I can put them to be in order to ride the bike properly.
Is it a matter of control? When you control your mind, you control also your body? Or is it a matter of when I'm happy in my mind, I mean thinking about positive things, then I have more energy for my body. Is it nourishing or just a matter of control?
I think you are more than experienced to speak about it, because you have this physics in your background, and you of course you know all of these things. When we have the mind wandering about certain things or being mesmerized about certain things, our muscles and our tension and our things doesn't work properly in our body.
Okay, I understand. So basically it's more about focusing and not going everywhere, and so being spread over that helps you in order to also focus on your body, right? It's more focusing. You can think about sad things basically and having the same effect than beautiful things. It's just a matter of having a real focus on something you want to think about and not being harassed by those foreign thoughts that are imposed to you by foreign influence, right?
When I was in India, a nun came she was staying 12 years in the cave in Dharamshala in north of India, where Dalai Lama was living back in that days. And that nun, she was a British woman spending the last 12 years of her life in a cave, and she had once a day someone come with the food, and she was staying and meditating. So when she was back, she started to speak about the nature of the mind to some people. I was there too. And she said that now we have a meditation about a pebble, just a small pebble, and we have 1 hour meditation about this pebble. So what you need to do, she said that you just meditate about this pebble without doing something else with your mind, not to be distracted or attracted to some other things except the pebble you have in your front. And she said to pick a pebble from the ground, and we just stay and focus our mind towards something which basically is unnecessary to do, but it was an exercise for the nature of the mind to be developed. So then I started, and I realized that it wasn't the same time with riding the bike in the first videos online, and I realized that the nature of the mind can be very productive if one will do the proper exercises first in order to use it properly.
So basically your answer to the question is you want to educate, to provide some kind of knowledge to the people listening to you, because socially you think that thinking, learning, understanding will help, in fact, your country to become like more what you like. That means people understanding each other and progressing. That's it, right? This is why you started this activity, is to teach people things that you saw, that you think, and in a way help them to learn them, right?
I'm educating myself while I'm trying to do the best for others and to add values and discipline and virtues towards the society. So basically, this was my goal, because otherwise, if I was not challenged by this, let's say, thing which I'm doing today in the digital and also and not only in the retreats.
You want to be challenged, or not only.
I want to challenge myself in this kind of situations, just in order to learn more about what life is giving to us.
Okay, so this is very interesting, because you're not trying only to help people, but also in a way to cure yourself. I couldn't help to notice that you have this painting behind. So it's a very famous painting from Raphael.
Yes.
Why did you choose this painting? It's a school of Athens.
Yes.
With Socrates, Plato, and those.
Yes.
What is it for you to have
Because
it so big and?
They were loving the wisdom. So they were lovers of the wisdom. They were just walking around, and they were speaking about ideas to become eternal for the world. So that's why they are mathematicians, they are philosophers, they are history. There is Diogenes here, there is Euclid on your left, on your right. So there are certain people from the history of this world, from the Arabic world, from the East world, from the West world. And here is Raphael, his face looking towards the... And there is in the front, there is on the left, there is Plato, on the right, on my right, in the blue, it's Aristotle, and Aristotle have the Timaeus book, which it's basically the moral ethics of the world, which he says in the book that, he was promoting and he was doing this propaganda that the world is making from reasoning and necessity.
Okay.
So this was the main attraction from the book that he was also promoting to the other philosophers in the Greek.
Okay, so okay, so this inspires you because it's like a mix of all the knowledge, provenance, and so. There is one guy looking at the audience, but there is also another character looking at the audience.
The lady or the man.
The man.
Yes.
They said that it was either Raphael, this one, or this one. They don't
Exactly.
know.
They don't know who.
And this one was his muse, inspiration coming from
Do you think
him.
so?
No, for me, every time someone puts a kind of a game with the audience, means that he needs, in a way, to tell people that he learned something from it. He is inside his painting. He's not outside. He's not just giving it to you, but putting like this kind of game, like was doing Vermeer. And so for me, it's like this painting helped me to become myself, So I'm giving to you not only the spectacle of it, but also the interaction with me. So that, like self-portrait, I know myself better because I paint myself. And so I was wondering, is it not the same you're doing by interviewing people? As you said, I'm doing it, but if I'm not challenged, if I'm not progressing at the same time, it's not only to teach people, but also to be taught and to progress. So that's exactly the same. That means you put yourself in a work, meaning that this work must also have an impact on you, or else it's not interesting. Did I catch you well? Or?
Of course, because otherwise, if we don't look for the things that are challenging us, we somehow don't go towards the progression.
Exactly. So you need this also to be a progression for you, not only.
So yes, but because they had this kind of muses, which they were very able to produce a higher state in the painters or the sculptures. So this higher state, they basically they give extra energy towards to finish the paint or to finish the sculpture and so on, because otherwise they will be bored after 3 years standing with the wall like Michelangelo in Sixtine Chapel after so many years staying there. But because they had muses, I think for them it was a privilege to receive extra energy for the muses.
Do you think that the inspiration carry you away, in a way carry your efforts and make them meaningful and not only tiring?
I think we are doing the same in life today. I mean, we are searching for different kind of muses, not only women, of course, but different things which, like music, concerts, opera, and so on, which gives extra energy in order to change our frequency, in order to finish our biggest.
Okay, so yeah, feeding classically.
Right.
So okay, now we go back not only to this dead environment, but also to, can you tell me about people and places that have had an unforgettable impact on your life? I mean, by either the effect they had on you, the consequences of the meeting, that means you were missing your plane or whatever because you stayed with them, or they gave you an example, someone to follow, an inspiration, someone you want to look like, or maybe they make you discover something you never thought about this idea, and all of a sudden this idea became prominent in your life. And so
I will tell you a secret which I didn't share before to anyone.
Thank you.
Until now. So what I did found is that I follow people who they don't want to be the first force. They don't want to be the active force for me to learn from them. I mean, they don't want to share just because they are important or they have proud or they have knowledge or they have being or they have other things. They are just sharing because of loving of humanity. So from this kind of people who are sharing stuff from the loving of humanity without measuring the effects, from this kind of guys, I sense them, I feel them very profound in their beautiful state inside of them. If someone is coming to me and he's saying that I want to teach you, I want to tell you, I want to promote or to preach you some certain things, and they start to do the theater just in order for me to learn, then I'll go back.
For example, teachers at school, specifically teachers at school, they are in position to teach you something.
Yes.
So you don't follow them.
No, not at all.
Okay,
not
completely all. Okay. And so what is the other way to interact with you? It's to live with you?
People who are not sharing so much, but they put the state in me in order to ask, in order to be curious, in order to find more what they want to say. So in this kind of people which they don't want to promote their knowledge, in this kind of people I'm looking for.
Okay. So basically you decide what they are going to teach you, right? Because you are the
Yes.
one asking questions.
Yes.
So it's
yes.
more or less psychology. Psychology.
It's
Psychology is that. The psychologue is not supposed to talk. You're supposed to talk and to orient the exchange.
Yes, if I sense that someone is going in that certain state in order just to present his offer to sell something in the back, they have the interest of selling something at the end of his speech, then I'm going back and I'm not following this.
Okay,
kind of
and
things.
what if they are completely neutral? They just want to feed you with like for example laws of gravity. They want to feed you with I don't know, something that has been demonstrated.
Depending on the position they are speaking.
Okay.
So if their position is just to express and to share their knowledge about what they know, what they did learn, I sense that this is neutral state.
Okay.
Which is very valuable for me. But if they have an interest for me to do certain steps
Understood.
after I will have the speech with them, or they will have the speech with me, and I need to do certain steps, then it's converted knowledge.
But you have to be very sensitive to see the difference between them, right? Indirect interest and so.
It's just
okay.
about experience. And because you asked about places, I think one of the most surprising places on earth which I've been some years ago, because I was traveling in many places. The most surprising country I ever been, it was Iran.
Okay.
It was Iran. I mean, going all over from north to south and south to north, and also to the mountains there, but spending 2 weeks by myself with a car just traveling, I did experience one of the most beautiful countries in the world and most beautiful people in the world.
Can you explain? That means what it was about the screenplay, the places you saw, the temples, the way they act, and so what was different from the other countries? For example, in the same area, because I'm sure you visited also Egypt, Syria, or whatever,
Yes.
or Lebanon, or whatever.
Yes.
So, what was so different, so specific there? Was it because you were expecting something completely different, and it's the difference between what you were expecting and what was real that created this epiphany, or?
Media or mainstream is promoting something which is not real from this kind of Middle East countries.
Yes.
But being around them in real, they have a different kind of manifestation, meaning that maybe it's something in change in their DNA, or they are still keeping their tradition very valuable. I mean, they don't go to act as a society; they act as a family in communities, and they create the family with everyone. So because they have this family state inside, they will adopt the ideas or the people as a family altogether. So when they are referring to this, they are referring to the whole people around them and to the whole countries around.
Okay.
Which from the mainstream, we don't know that.
Yeah, we are more citizens who are not part of a family.
Yes.
We don't recognize, we submit to the law. We don't submit to the relationship in the family.
Yes. And there I saw the most beautiful lady in my life in Iran.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ladies or one lady?
Ladies, and one lady, of course, but she was the best of the best.
Okay.
But from all of them around the world, except Romania. Romania have, I think, one of the most beautiful women or ladies around the world. But Iran have, because they also they are covering their heads, their hair, so you don't see their hair properly, but you see their face because the hair is covering. Only the face is very vivid and very colorful, so maybe it is different for a man to see that, but they have something in their DNA to keep their history on. I think also, I'm not sure, as the same as Iraq.
Okay. Iraq is more diverse because here you have just Persian. Yes. In Iraq you have also Shiite, Sunnite, and so it's a more mixed. It's not.
But all Iran is Shiite.
All Iran is Shiite. It's Persian, so
it's
it's one single type.
Yes, so it's Afghanistan, Iran, and Iraq. They are all Shiite, which they are with the cousin of
majority, but there are Sunnites still.
There are 15% around the world which is Shiite, with the cousin of Allah, of Muhammad, Ali. Ali was the first Imam for them. And
what is the Shiism, according to you? No, it's not a question, sorry, that's an improper question. But what is the difference between Sunnite, Wahhabite, I would say, doctrine, and the Shiite doctrine? But why they are so opposed, basically? What happened with the cousin of Muhammad?
the imam was the spiritual leader, the political leader, and the cultural leader for the country. So basically, he was all-in-one man leading the country. So basically, he had to be in such a state in order to lead the society and to lead the spiritual virtue for the society. Yeah. So I think in other countries, like in the Sunni part, like in Turkey and Saudi Arabia and so on, the Emirates, they are just they are not complete in their position. So one is political, one is religious, one is spiritual, one is cultural. So they have ministers like in other countries.
In fact, what broke into is the fact that one say we have to interpret, to read, and to exegese of the text. We don't have to swallow them as they said, the surat. And the other one was saying, oh no, this is coming from the prophet directly from God. You don't have the right to interpret. They just say what they say. And they say, yeah, but there are some contradiction between Surah 3 and Surah 17. What we do and they say, if there is a contradiction, is the last one written that is the thought of Muhammad? And the guy said, no, we have to read behind the line, between the line, or we will never. And the Shiism is that Imam, they have the power to interpret the Surat and to ask for fatwa and so.
Okay.
Because they, as you said, they have this mix between theological power and political power. So they can intervene in the society, like, for example, with fatwa, condemning someone, having the supreme power and so, because they can interpret the law. So they have the law and they say the truth of the law. And on the other side, they cannot. The law is the law. The Quran is the Quran. Nobody interprets it.
Right.
To be a scientist on it, to be someone who knows, you have just to study it. That's it.
Thank you for that. I didn't know about this.
This is the first Shiism, and the second Shiism with that intervened a few years after is the reincarnation, because some Muslims, they don't believe in reincarnation. You're dead. And the other one said that you have to come back to life until you finish your mission, whatever it is. So those are the two major Shiism in the Muslim religion. And this is very interesting to have Persian that are not really Arabic. That became Muslim and Shiite.
It was the old Sumerian Empire. They still have the roots from their ancestors.
Yeah, even they can read some language and so.
So let me tell you one little story about Iran. I was in Shiraz, where the poet Hafiz was living in his lifetime back in the 15th or 16th century. So there I was in a very, very beautiful temple. And a man came without any reason, without any expectation. So he came because I was the only European in that place. No one was there because it was summertime. It was hot, like it was 46 outside. So I was going to one place to another place just to see the whole temple there. And he came and he started to speak. Suddenly, without having any interest in the back. He was a guide.
In English? He was
in
talking.
English.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
But he was not trying to sell his services.
Okay, understood.
Talking about the neutral things, yes? Because I could notice very fast if someone is trying to sell something or not. Yes. So if he was in a position to sell something, I was just, okay, it's not for me, I'm doing something else for myself. But because he was neutral, and he was just sharing his experience about the temple and the things that the Shiite world they live in. He said we went in. They had mosques of glasses, very small dots of glasses, like tens of millions of small glasses. The whole mosque inside. I never saw such beautiful things inside. And he said when we add all these places all together, like our mind or our thoughts to our mind, we create the mind of God.
Okay. Esoteric.
He said esoteric, yes. And when we went out from this mosque, he said, we are still looking for the 12th Imam, which is called Mehdi, which our ancestors said that he is hidden and he is still alive like Jesus Christ since thousands of years. And he will come back when it's necessary in this life, in the same time when Jesus will come.
Okay.
So when he said that, basically, I could sense in him some part of his essence he was very truthful about, and some part he was just trying to say something which is
culturally admitted.
Yes, or mesmerizing for me, just in order to keep the idea in my memory, which I did. Obviously. So Mehdi, which was the last 12th Imam, which didn't show up So he was born, he was in his teenage period, and he disappeared in the 12th century. So the Shiite world is saying that this Mahdi, or the last Imam, will come back to finish his, but he's still alive, as Jesus is, from some places around the world, and they will come together to finish their role in order to help people to get nirvana.
What means still alive?
Physical.
Yeah. Are they hiding?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't ask. I'm not questioning this.
No, that's interesting, and that made your stay in Iran even better, having this conversation, because you discovered about this, because of the genuity of the contact, the fact that you felt good. Because
I noticed apart from his state being in truth. So because he was connected with, let's say, with his
that's beautiful
soul, with his higher soul, he said something true. But I don't know how much he's involving in that, or he wants to involve some other people in that, which of course he was not trying to convert me to Islam.
No, but truth was basically what you felt, that the guy was saying something true, whatever it was, the mix between culture and what he was feeling, but still it was kind of giving you something.
Yes.
It was the gift of the moment.
And one other thing, which in Isfahan, where the Silk Road, it was his node. So in Isfahan there is a beautiful square, and I was entering one of the mosques which they have a lot of gold on the top, on the ceiling, and suddenly I started to cry and to remember that in the 15th century I was working there.
Okay.
So I was working there as a mason to build all this stuff physically. So I was remembering how I was helping this structure to be built.
Okay. So
it was very fast, this kind of understanding.
But did you feel it like a story you were looking at, or
no? It just
something?
appeared. It just appeared. It just like this was the.
But you don't see yourself. You were like another yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You were seeing around what was happening to you at that time.
Yes.
Okay, kind of a reminiscence.
Reminiscence, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
Or emotion, because sometimes our brain is strange. We have emotion and we have illusion.
Yes.
That was what I was about to tell you. By the way, if you still have the number of the beautiful lady that you met in Iran, please let me know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was asking, what does spirituality mean to you? But more precisely, what is the difference between a magician who flies during his show and a wise man who levitates while meditating? What is the difference in pure what you see? Because you know that, sorry, just to precise my question, there was a big reward given by an American university about someone that could levitate, or that could actually lift something by his thoughts, and they gave
with his mind,
and they gave I think it's something like 12 million reward, and so for someone who could do it, but being controlled by magician. Because magician, they know all the tricks,
Yes.
And nobody presents.
Yes.
Nobody means that levitation is something not proved at all. That means that nobody that pretend levitating submitted to other magician. So what is the difference according to you? And do you believe in this actual power acquisition?
I think all this
if you feel it too personal,
mind games stuff and mind controlling stuff. What I did notice in countries like Indonesia, in Nepal, in Tibet, in India, in China, in Japan also, I noticed that all these people who wanted to gain a certain power in order to control things, or themselves in order to levitate, they were just working decades. It's possible. Of course, it's possible to lift a stone with your mind, but after some decades of working, it's not.
Why it had not been demonstrated in any university or control of? Why these people that
because
work?
It takes too much. For me, I think it will take day by day around 50 years, which basically means half of the lifetime.
But the people achieved that, right? You think that people did achieve to do that?
Yes.
Why they never showed up? Why they never? Because there were people like Uri Geller and so that pretend the power of the mind. But every time he was asked, okay, let's go to a controlled environment with just magician around you that will forbid any trick. And the guy refused.
You are a man of science, and of course you want to see the proofs. But most of these orders, let's say, or esoteric schools in the past, they didn't not share because they didn't want to promote their ancient knowledge they had.
Why?
Because I guess, I'm not sure, I guess people will misunderstanding, or it will change the meaning of that. So they will not need, they will not know how to work with this kind of knowledge.
How convenient. You never have to submit the proof. How convenient. I mean, the guy says, I can lift a stone. He's a magician with the trick. And says, no, I don't want other magician to look at what I'm doing, because or else, if I can prove it, then people will take it in a bad way. So how convenient. I don't have to prove anything. It's a very convenient, if a crook, it's a very convenient way of saying it, right? I'm sorry, I'm kind of aggressive because I followed up, because I have this.
You are a man of science, and you are...
I'm also someone who prays God every morning. I believe in God, I believe in His power, and so what is the use of the pray if it doesn't transform actually the reality? I'm not such a, I would like to see someone submitting himself to this protocol, and not because he wants to achieve something or not achieve something, but just to say, okay, that exists, and that's it, basically.
I think it's a matter of lifetime experience in order to work day by day. And when someone is asking you to act or to make the theater, how you can lift that stone from the ground with your mind, then no one can understand properly how 50 years of daily life will be
I don't want
understandable.
I don't want to understand. I just want to see it on a control protocol to say whatever. For example, when I see Usain Bolt running 9:20.
Yes.
I see it. I don't want to understand how he managed to do that.
Yes.
But I see it, and there is no mystery about it,
I'm always tell to all my audience and to my people that, to everyone which I met, please verify everything you see or you hear or you just find out, which I think is the best way to understand life. Like you said, without having a verification, everything is unclear, and why they don't show up about this magician or this
that doesn't prevent you from believing. I'm a believer, a strong believer. Else, why would I do my prayers every morning? You pray every day, right? Even if you didn't see the proof of the existence of God. And so, asking for the proof is not preventing you from believing. Not at all. On the contrary, it's a good way of anyway.
But please continue, because you are going in a field that maybe we can dig deep down there in order to leave a trace for someone who is able to follow these ideas.
Yeah, but I love the fact that in the meeting of the guide, what you said was about the neutral position. He was not trying to sell you something, so he preserved the magic of the moment, not by not putting the formal word around, like you have transaction about everything and so. And then that what he was saying touches you, because first of all, you have this vision that he evoked to you, and so it was and then it had a story behind that you felt, at least he felt, for true. So you were not saying, I believe in what he said, but I believe in having a genuine instant, a true instant. And that lifted my soul in a way. So I love this way. You were not convinced. You just say, okay, that's true. I can see that's true. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was for me fantastic that you had this feeling. So, okay, let's go back to basic stuff.
Okay.
No more spirituality and so. Are there causes, motivation, that worth championing, or your principle, that means fights, that you will fight whatever happens? Are there motives that you go on the street and scream? Are there things that if they do it, you will say, no, stop, this is my fight?
I think everything which is not common sense will start a debate first. So after starting the debate, one can be involved more or less, depending on which is uncommon. Mm-hmm. So if everything around us is common sense and we don't have any challenge in order to fight for the truth, everything will be perfect outside, but it's not. Society and the
Exactly.
and the crowds, they always they are struggling to go somewhere higher, something more beyond than their proper condition. So they are doing certain acts which are different.
So stop talking about you. What would be just say, for example, me, if they say black people doesn't have access to the same toilets as white people, I will go in the street to protest.
I see.
Because I think that all humans are equal in rights, you know. Okay. I'm not saying all people are equal.
So what I will starting to debate and or fight for, as you mentioned, in this word, which is a heavy word, I will fight for people who are not taking care of their lives, which they are ignorant of their lives, and they are just treating life as just a gift, and they don't take care of the gift they receive. So for this I will fight for.
Very nice. That means, for example, obese people in America that are destroying their own body, and so that will make you go on the street and say, okay, wake up.
Yes,
this is life. This is your only.
This is one of my reasons for Romania and for other nationalities too.
Very deep, very profound. So very altruist. Okay. Still about that. That means about how we fight, how we interact with the world, and so and so. Should we admit or accept that it takes time to repair the world? Should we adapt to the world as it is, or adapt the world to our expectations and our hopes?
You are very clever with these questions.
It was exactly what you were saying. That means, should we accept the world and adapt ourselves like we did since the world exists? Because natural selection is that. We've been selected by the world. We're not selecting the world.
I remember you once told me some years ago that we are the sum of most adaptive people in the past.
The other one didn't survive.
Yes, because they didn't be able to go in the tree or to save their life when the tiger is coming. So basically we are the sum of all this DNA genetics. So we have this luggage of genetics, which basically meaning for us nowadays, because we have their genetics in ourselves, we are the most adapted nation to the society from the past to now.
Basically the one who adapt the best. But do we have to keep adapting, or we have now the power to change the world?
There are two concepts very, very difficult to do. I mean, the power to change the world means how often, like frequency or like a rhythm, you can adapt yourself to the moment you are living and to the people who are around.
Exactly.
What I did notice also for you is that you have this particular skill not to be involved in living other moment than the one you are living, and you are very you make the connection or the bridge between what you are doing and what is happening. Usually this is not a lifetime process for people for mediocrity, let's say.
Okay.
They leave something in their mind.
They submit it to, they have their mind, but they submit it to actually what's happening.
And they are doing something else. So basically they are splitted. And I think this is not adaptation. This is just a matter of mechanics or physics. Submission of or from their past without having the adaptation of the moment, what is necessary to do now or to act now.
Actually, that's very smart. You're saying that most of the people that are surviving, they're surviving not adaptating, but just submitted to the condition of survival.
And this is a very good word, because submitted to the mechanics, to the physics, to the programs they received, but not connect the dots in the moment, what is happening with what I need to do. But by connection, by the bridge, and one is making conscious the connection, what is happening and what I need to do, then we can call it adaptation.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's very difficult to...
And now let's go one step further. Okay, we say submission, just trying to survive. Adaptation, being the best of the best, selected. Okay, let's go to the other side. I'm not satisfied with the world as it is. For example, I don't like nisip, I don't like sand. So, I put something over the sand. No human, they have the power to transform the world as they want it. They have the numerical twins. They can create any alternative reality, and so what is the best? Is it to keep on adapting, or do we have to modify the reality to adapt to ourselves, to our thoughts.
I think I think for me now, because you asked, the only way we can modify the reality is to increase the state within.
Okay.
Like those muses. So, for example, if we have a muse around us at this table now, our state will be a little bit different, and we will act, let's say, very, very, very nice, very warm. Which, of course, we are doing it because I know we are doing it, but our state will be a little bit higher because we have like a certain inspiration around us.
Okay, so seeing reality behind reality.
Yes.
Something that is more than augmented reality, understood.
Yes, for
By
example,
perception.
I think, let's say, the nature and the God is manifesting moment by moment through different messages, which always, it's a sense of perceiving that message as a message.
Did you say the God or the gods?
The God.
Ah, the God. Okay, God.
So if we perceive enough that message as a message, we can adapt to the context we are living very, very fast. If we are just living in our mind or in my mind without getting rid of the messages which are around, or people manifesting as you or other people around us daily, usually in our lives, if we ignore this and let's say, well, this is not fair, this is not right, he's saying bullshit and so on, we somehow go and get rid of what is happening actually. And at a certain moment, when one is paying attention to everything which is around, he could notice there are certain messages which there as an introduction for someone to hear them and for someone to grasp them, which of course it will be a successful moment for everyone to receive these gifts from the whole nature, from the whole cosmos, through the things which are happening now in our environment.
Incroyable. That's the Ecclesiastes. It's so smart. You know, the Ecclesiastes say, if you want to modify the world, it's vanity, because the world will survive after you.
Yes.
So all this interaction that you think will solve something, you build a building, you change the aspect of a city and so, will not stay forever. The only thing that will stay forever is your level of consciousness, that you understand the world. That's your progression. So you're saying, okay, we still are in a phase of adaptation and impregnation.
Right.
We were impregnated by the most obvious, what happened to us in order to survive. Then we are impregnated by inspiration, muse, and so. But maybe there are other states of reality that we can catch. And by trying to fight reality and create an alternative reality, we are just diverting from this discovery.
Exactly.
So that's Ecclesiastes, actually. That's vanity of vanity. Everything is vanity. Incredible. Very smart. Thank you. No, that's incredible, because it's actually you answered my question. You said that we're not finished adapting. There are other levels of consciousness that could influence us and teach us.
They're more deeper.
Let's be open.
They're more deeper, which is inside of us. They are not outside, that someone gives a certain thing to us and we need to be thankful for that or have gratitude. This is just something which is superficial, because always we receive. Always we receive.
But sometimes we don't have the consciousness that we're receiving something.
Yes.
We're not aware.
And the question is why we don't have the consciousness, that we don't value the gifts that we are receiving moment by moment.
In fact, you're saying something that a lot of physicians are saying. We think that because we have the means of destroying the planet, we accomplished the excellent level of consciousness of the planet. We are at the top, but we are so far from the top. It's not because we can destroy something that we understand the thing. The power to overcome it, that's it. All the gifts it has to give us are still a mystery, and we still have to progress. We didn't achieve any steps.
Yes, that's why I mean, what I will debate and fight for, I will be for losing time.
Yes.
So,
very nice.
So for this, yes, I will also fight for it.
Okay. Okay.
Because by losing time, we also get rid of the gifts we are receiving.
Okay, so yourself, in your path, are there still remaining stuff that you feel a slave of, constraint and so on? Are there things that you can tell that in your life are kind of blockage that you're trying to overcome now? Like, for example, me, I can say attraction for women or whatever, and this creates a blockage in me for many things that I could achieve, because sometimes it's just like, a fantasy, a passage fantasy that is focusing on my mind.
This movie will be publicly.
Sorry?
This movie will be publicly released,
Yeah.
so yes, okay.
No problem. I mean, this is a blockage that I keep on having, and sometimes I should dedicate for more real things, real feelings, and so whatever. So are there some blockage that you feel that you would like to improve physically, mentally, socially? Talking
It's
about
a very heavy questions, and by listening to your example, I could say that I didn't had yet staying involved in a relationship which it will give abundance in always in years, like a profession. After 10 years or 20 years, it will give, let's say, a state of completeness after 20 years of doing your job properly. The same is in marriages, I guess.
Like becoming a professional, like,
yes,
your job and nobody
let's
has...
say, yes. Yeah. So you have this sense of completeness after some years in your marriage, some years in your profession, because only after the struggling and the transpiration for you. That. So
sport, professional activity, whatever. So I know the practice.
I didn't want to invest, let's say, too much time into staying only to my state to be higher, because I could sense that I will not learn so much, I will not have so many experiences like I had, I will not meet so many people as I met, and so on. So because I was not staying in the, let's say, in a relationship with someone 10 years,
this
20
freedom
years,
of doing
I have this freedom of going there to Los Angeles or to Tokyo tomorrow, and to learn from the most clever people around the world. Different things.
Did you have to be alone to do that, or is it conceivable that you could do with a partner?
Most of the time, yes, because all my ex-girlfriends, they had, they were irritating when I was saying that tomorrow I will go, and next day I will go, and...
They were not going with you?
Some of them, yes, but very, very rare. So they didn't have enough, let's say, strength to go on the mountains, to go in certain places, and so on. So in most of them I was by myself, in other I was with them, but I always had struggling in order to have the relationship properly, because I was traveling too much, and that's why it was a pain for them to receive this kind of treatment.
Is pain part of the learning? Because you mentioned that already a few times. You were going up a mountain, having 46 degrees in a temple, and this means that all these experiments were fulfilling, but also hard to achieve, right? Kind of traveling alone in Iran and so on. It was
pain. Is the first step for evolution. I think dealing with the pain, let's say, stay in pain for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I think this is the second degree of evolution, which there are other levels of degree much more higher. Us as human beings in a society where we have all the comfort in our cars, in our homes, in our bank accounts and so on, we don't put ourselves in a condition to have pains in our life. That's why sometimes in order to evolve into higher experiences or to much more profound experiences, putting ourselves in much more painful situation, it will be a higher degree of evolution, by doing consciously.
Okay, I can do the link. Okay, I can do the link with what you were saying before. It was like, I have a state of submission, whatever comes to me.
Yes.
I don't do anything. I have a second understanding, like...
There are layers of reality, I guess. Layers of reality which we can...
achieve another layer, right?
Yes.
Reveal things in you and outside you.
And there are much more other grades or layers of pain which are sometimes very difficult to stay only on.
Is it very Christian? That means, is it that you have to deserve the gift?
No.
Because deserving doesn't mean
if I'm
anything.
thinking now as a theological point of view, not in the theosophy, but if I'm thinking at the Christian point of view, yes, it is.
Meritocracy, you have to deserve.
Yes.
And so you have to pain before the reward.
But in other cultures, there's the same. I mean, when someone is putting himself in order to achieve something higher, by the moment he is involved with him, he's resisting to his pain and he is dealing with his pain in order to achieve what he wants, he will be successful.
Okay.
So I think it's a matter of culture nowadays, but of course, people around there are
easygoing,
and they are running from the pain very, very fast. Especially women.
Yeah, but
even if they are giving birth, they are the most beautiful creatures that this planet have.
Okay, you have to explain to me this sentence, because I don't know. You said, okay, they're avoiding the pain, but they suffer the most painful state at any human by giving birth. Can you imagine there is a truck going through between their legs? This is terrible. It's really terrible. And then you say they are the most beautiful. So what does it mean? Is it because they have the biggest pain?
Not just beautiful as a beautiful creature.
Go ahead. Yes.
But being beautiful by the mission they have to create life, to create small pieces of God in order to manifest.
Okay.
For example, in one of the cities from your country, which is called Avignon.
Avignon, yes.
Yes. You've been there?
Oh, many times, because there is a big festival there.
So
Theater festival.
In Avignon, it is a woman order, which is far, far beyond the man's order.
Okay.
Let's say Rosicrucians, Templars,
Matriarchal society.
Matriarchal society, of course.
Okay.
Which, if you pay attention to all the cathedrals also in France, also in Austria, also in Germany, in Italy, in Spain, in Portugal, in the States, and so on, they have a sign.
Okay.
They have a sign. So this matriarchy is over the kings, over the queens, which you know from the aristocracy, which the headquarter it was starting from 12th century until now is still, and it was in Avignon.
So there is a woman organization in Avignon today that is putting the mark on any cathedral that will be built?
Yes, in most of them. I didn't find, as far as I can see, in a cathedral. But they have the hat, which I will show in these pictures. They have the hat always above the cross and the crown of the kings, which is their logo, let's say. Okay. Which is very hidden and is not they are putting in plain sight, but it's difficult for someone to see it because it's not so obvious. It's very difficult to see it only if you pay attention, to look straight with your some glasses. But it's everywhere in the cathedrals. So the cathedra, which is basically the teaching place, they were, for example, in North Paris at Reims,
Reims, yes.
Reims, yeah. So the matriarch, they did organize a music school. At Amiens, they had a science school. At Rouen, they had mathematics school. At the Mont Saint-Michel, they had
women, association of women.
They had through the man, which was the patriarchate, and they were doing the jobs.
I don't know if you're playing with me or if
I'm not at all. I'm not at all. For centuries it was that. At Mont Saint-Michel, they had astronomy school. So all these women.
Okay, just for the sake of it, and for me to be sure that you're not playing with me.
I'm not. No.
Women, they were living something like 20, 25 years less than men until very recently, until 150 years, 30 years. So they had very short life. They were completely submitted to men. And you're telling me that in the Middle Ages,
yes,
women developed this kind of
they had other knowledge about life. They had other knowledge about life, about sciences, and about spirituality, which they were hiring certain priests and certain people in the society, which they will give certain instruction or certain orders, just in order to lead the society in a proper way.
Okay, that I don't follow. Sorry.
Yes, of course.
I want to learn about it, and I want you to show me about it, because I don't want to sound too close, But
we are living, in a world of man. It's everything, man leading everywhere.
Yeah.
Of what we know and what we see. But as I said, and you can also prove for yourself when you go in Avignon next time, and you look properly at the things.
No, but even I want to learn. If you show me something, of course I will receive. I mean, it's not about that what we are doing, but of course, if you give me proof, and so there is no problem for me to receive them.
Online is nothing. Online is nothing. You cannot find a dot with about.
No.
It's just a matter of going in so
Only
many places.
billions of people looking and communicating through internet, but nothing about it.
It's nothing about this online. It's just
it's hard to swallow, right? That
of
there
course
is
it
nothing,
is.
Yeah.
Because also for me it's hard to develop this kind of subjects in front of.
Thank you. I appreciate that you're saying that, because it's very controversial.
It will be. It still is, and it will be, to accept this idea.
Yeah, because I don't believe in conspiration. I never believe
It's not.
in association.
It's just the real proof put in all the places where they had teaching places.
Yeah,
like the cathedral.
For me, occult power, they don't exist. Because, you have a guy, Elon Musk, that is more than 200 billions rich, okay? Occult power doesn't exist. Power, we see it, actually. We see the power of Bill Gates. We see the power. It's not occult. They don't try to hide. Nobody's trying to hide. When they have 200 billions, they don't try to hide. They show it.
Right.
So occult power, it's like a fantasy. I mean, like you have this association and this. What the heck? You have one guy that could spend literally $1 billion a day without even touching his fortune. And I mean, we're going to talk about that, but we see the obvious, that people have and always have enough money, enough power to do whatever they want, to create whatever it is, to change the king, and this and this. And we need more than that. We need someone hidden that will do the same. But no, it's obvious. Steve Jobs created something that we use every day, changed the world. It's not hidden. It's not like, no, he just said it with big shops, and that's it. This is not a conspiration. Nobody's doing something on our back and we have to discover it, and by putting some sign on.
Yeah, but people,
what would be the goal?
They like to see that there are secret order, secret societies which they are leading from the back. Which of course I'm not following into this. What I'm following is that facts which are in our society, and proofs and verifications. This was just one of the things I understood by seeing all these symbols and emblema and blason to all over the places around the world. It's the same.
Okay, so that's puzzling. You will show me and we'll talk about it. But again, I'm not against any. I'm against any conspiration thesis or any hidden order thesis. I don't believe in that.
Yes, I think the conspiration theories are for the minds who are not adapt themselves to the reality they have.
Why? Why would there be? If I could coordinate like physicians all over the world, because I have enough money or enough power and enough influence to do it.
Right.
Why would I hide it? And nobody is hiding, actually. Bill Gates is not like, I don't exist. I didn't create Microsoft and so. Yeah, has billions.
What I did notice, Mr. Saada, is that most of the people around this world, they had a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so they were building societies, buildings, and concepts to be eternal.
Some of them.
Of course, some of them they were clever enough.
But you're right. There is a tendency, for example, in numeric area, people who develop like billions and so, they want to be immortal. They have 50 kids. It's amazing. Elon Musk, a girl says hi, she has a kid with him. I don't know. The guy who created this site in Russia, he has 100 kids. I don't know why. They want to be immortal. I agree with you.
Yeah, but they are building buildings to live for millennia, like the whole the Louvre in Paris and so on. There are a lot of people around the world they were able to think for centuries and for millennia, not only to raise kids and to.
No, I understand.
So they have a tendency,
of immortality.
A portion of immortality, which I think
that goes with the power.
It was in their. I think it was in their DNA in order to do something for the eternal life.
Absolutely, this tendency exists.
So now we can think: what kind of genetics is that? What kind of behavior is that? What kind of attitude is that?
Is it coming from genetics or is it coming just from impregnation? That means power makes people crazy.
To create concepts or societies or buildings to stay. to others from the next, let's say, 200,
Absolutely.
400 years to have benefit.
When you have enough power, you think that everything is possible. So why not being immortal? Power and money. I don't know if it's coming from a selection and so, or if it's coming from just achievement. I mean, what I see is that the people that are really, really rich, like Pharaoh in ancient Egypt,
Yes.
that was richer than any Bill Gates today,
Right.
compared to the situation of his sisters, and so wanted to be immortal.
They had 68 graves in the Valley of the Kings.
Yeah.
Every one of them from 68, they had at least 1 ton of pure gold.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to find anything to spend in afterlife. That's
Yes.
it. Do you believe in afterlife? Of course, you believe in reincarnation because you were working in this area, and so. You know, the Jewish religion believe in reincarnation. The purpose is to say all souls, when they come on earth, they have a mission, and they will come as much as they need to achieve the mission. We don't.
And how many times is that in the Torah?
We believe in reincarnation because it means that you're incarnate the same. But anyway, we don't believe in resurrection. We believe in reincarnation.
In reincarnation.
Resurrection for us is just 150,000, whatever.
And it specifies somewhere in Torah or in Talmud how
Everywhere.
many times?
No, as much as you need to
as
finish.
much as you need to finish your, let's say, your job.
Your mission.
Your
have
mission.
Yeah.
And when one knows that the mission is over,
You don't come
you
back.
don't. You
That's
don't come
all.
back. That's all. Okay.
And we don't know where you go. This is it. Is the mission self-fulfilling?
But there are some filters which one, let's say, knows where his layer or his degree it is.
No, the rabbi, they don't, even them, they don't know if they are one soul, one experiment soul, or 2 or 5 or 10 or whatever.
They don't know.
They don't want to know. They know that as long as they are on earth, they have a mission to accomplish. So they try to be true, that's all.
So to respond to your question,
What do you believe in? Reincarnation or resurrection or what?
It is not a belief. It's a matter of overstand to certain concepts, not understand them. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not under or let's say programmed in such a way to believe the reincarnation. Is what what I know and what I overstand. I mean, I'm going to understand the science behind the reincarnation and what is the point of it. So in this kind of manner, I would say that yes. Also in Tao Te Ching, in the Chinese Bible, they say that there are 9 lifetimes, like in Gilgamesh, the epic of Gilgamesh, 9 lifetimes in order to release yourself from certain sins, and then you meet eternal life, Brahman, and so on, or everything which is in every religion, every god. I think this is just a matter for masses in order to understand certain concepts or certain ideas, just to be involved there.
Okay, understood.
There is something possible.
Okay, there is something behind, but in order to
Yes.
teach you and to get used to it,
What I know for sure is that we have certain disposition to always to ascend to something higher than us,
Okay.
which gives us the proper attitude to do certain things, to add certain virtues, to create a certain discipline in order to be more than we are now, to achieve that a higher state within. If we are not able, let's say in this life, but we still have this ascending mission, from my understanding and overstanding and process of verification, that we will come to do this.
So you, for example, did you have the feeling of having been Earth?
Yes, I had many times. I mean, three lifetimes, which I did discover so far.
And doing what? Just being there and having the epiphany, or doing a work like with, because most of the Jewish people that are perceiving what they should be, what they were, and so they're taking drugs, to be honest. They are trying to work out of a state of semi-consciousness.
A subtle layer.
Yeah, and to find out, to get out of their body, to get out of their moment.
Just to receive the responses.
The welcoming state of mind for epiphany, I would say.
In use
to
for
open
what?
to open their receptivity to any epiphany that. So I don't know. Is it a way? Is it?
For my understanding, it of course is not. But for some esoteric schools in the past, which they were learning people how to, let's say, how to wake up. This is a term which it can
some
be used.
drugs are really waking you up.
Yes. So they were using consciously some drugs from the teachers, let's say, which they were helping students to receive a higher state in order to see themselves who they are truly are and to see some of their past lives and who they were. And then they are coming back after 1 or 2 hours and they need to struggle and to work and to have pains and to do a lot of stuff. And it will take 20, 30, 40, 50 years or 200 years in order to wake up by their own effort.
You know that there are very famous cases of a psychoanalyst with
Hypnosis, yes.
Hypnosis, and that the guy finally understood, the doctor finally understood that the guy was evoking trauma coming from another life. But he was at the beginning he didn't know. He said, "What the hell is talking to me when he was this and those?" Didn't understand. Then he understood that the guy was not evoking the life he was in. But so they are very puzzling thing about reincarnation. Okay, let's go to something else. I don't know if we still have time.
Yes, we have 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. So it was plain vanilla about you, you know, like, so if I'm too intrusive, you stop it, right? What do you do when you realize that you're wrong? And do you sometimes feel ashamed? And what can make you feel ashamed?
When I'm in a hurry. I'm provoking or I'm challenging people in order to do something when they are too lazy. So I'm ashamed of me when I'm doing that.
Stressing people.
Yes.
Oh, understood.
Sometimes I'm doing that because I'm in a hurry to
because you're always
something.
late. We know each other. No, I can
most
stay.
Most of the time, yes. I'm late. So I need to resolve this in my own issues. So yes, when I'm pushing people to do certain things by me being hurried, then I'm wrong.
Yeah, when you transport your constraint to constrain other people.
Yes.
And okay, so is shame something important? Because you know today we have to be proud of who we are. We have to accomplish our accomplishment and to go further to the real person we are, and so and so. And shame, you don't have to be ashamed. You're fat, you don't have to be ashamed. You're this, you don't have to be ashamed. No. You don't have culture, you don't have to be ashamed. It's real TV is showing you that you can be the worst person and you don't have to be ashamed. For me, shame is very important because when I was ashamed, I tried to transform myself and to be a better person. So what is your approach of shaming? Being ashamed is
not learning about what life is properly, what we as a human condition we are, and what capacities and abilities we have. So when I'm not doing that, and I'm not searching and working and learning about this, I'm ashamed about my time and my resources that are not spent well.
Okay, you're not ashamed by something you don't have, but by not looking for it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, understood.
So this is a very good point. You did the conclusion. So 2 questions more.
What is the most precious in you think? I know it's a very difficult question because it puts you, but do you have something in you that you never found in anyone else? I mean, maybe something that you wish or don't wish. Maybe it's a quality or a default or so. Something that is making you.
Yes, I know how to open people.
With a knife. No, sorry. Sorry.
No, I mean, I know how to create a space for them in order to open themselves. So I create the environment, the space, the questions if I need, or the state in order for people to be themselves how they are truly. So I let them to be truly while I'm around. So for this thing, I think for this gift, which I was working in the last 20 years, I think it's something unique.
And that will be the last question. If you have to summarize your life, conscious life, and so in 5 events, not necessarily the most important, but the moment that, if repeated to those who know you, a little or a lot, could make them understand that it is about you, you know. That means 5 events, moment that no doubt we know it's you, or you know it's you, you know. It could be 3 moments, it could be whatever.
Yes, so when someone will create the environment and the space for others to be truly what they are, so then I will be here, then I will be there, so then I will be at the table. When someone is and struggling with his own issues and didn't find any solutions, then I can be there. And when...
But very specific moments, for example, I know one, the birth of your kid.
Yes.
Because you're nothing and you're becoming a father.
I saw him while he is going out.
Other moments like this where you were completely impregnated that are really roller coasters for you, that change your life. Maybe the moment in Iran when the guy talked to you, or when you see this woman.
There are a lot which I think the last period of my time here at 200, so 160 years from now, I will write a book about all these moments which you are asking now. I think...
we just need 5 so far.
So they are always involving people, certain things. As you said, that the 36 minute, which it was very, very from our time now, 36 minutes you said something which I will not say now. If one will pay attention from our audience, you will not. So you said something which for me it's a revelation. So from this kind of people manifesting, like for example, when something or someone higher speaks through them.
Okay.
Like let's say a certain energy, frequency, manifestation of God is going inside of that man speaking, and he is speaking like God. So in this kind of moments, I could understand what life is, and from this kind of things, I will. I have in my memory, in my mind, and in my soul. So everything which is...
So when someone with you is possessed, basically.
It's not possessed, basically. It's
just transmitting through...
It is a glimpse.
Okay.
It is a very short moment, which is not him.
Understood. Yeah. Got it.
But it's something much more higher inside of him manifesting. So from this kind of moments, you could
change. You could have revelation and so.
So if I can remember all of these moments, there are hundreds which they were developing a huge position in myself and a lot of virtues.
You were a football player, right?
Right.
So is there a moment, a goal that you did or something, an action that you did that put you off yourself, out of yourself? Like for example, people, they know that if they take the shirt off, they will have a yellow card, but they still do it because they cannot control. Did that happen to you?
I had something very particular. I was also I was being happy for the ones who are better, even if it was the opposite team. So I was the only one in my team which I was happy for the others, because I said they were playing better. How come we are not? Let's play better than them next time.
That's nice. Not achieving what you're supposed to. The way you were wanting to help people.
Yes.
If they are obese, come on, work on that. And so helping them to do what needs to be done.
It's not only for my team, or we are good, we are bad.
We closed it. That's very nice. We went back to that's very nice.
So I think this is one of the things that if everyone will have in their mindset to be happy for others, to achieve their goals, it will be a huge development for the ones who are sustaining this
So maybe the best moment you have on football field was the opposite team scoring against you.
I remember that.
I
was not on the field, but outside of the field, in the rooms, they were always they were blaming me. Why you keep having a lot of happiness for the other team and not for us, because we are losing? And they were depressed, all of them, by losing. And I said, no, they were playing better. They had the luck, they had the struggling, they had the pain, they had everything in order to beat us 2-0. Next time we will do our trainings more and better than we did. And
very positive way. You know that at least we have in our environment 2 people that will kill you for that. Thanks a lot. It was really nice to talk to you. It was great. Thank you for being so true and so deep.
So my dear friends, everything what you are hearing today, it was just a matter of experience added to our own virtues, values and discipline, just to be much more adapted to the moment we are living, and not to renounce, not to get rid of the things we are dealing and we are receiving as a gift, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, until we are going through this life. We always receive something which can be in our benefit or in our family benefit, now, ever, and forever. Thank you.